dormant for 2,000 years, lifeless through hundreds of our experiments, and we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own! On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start?
As exciting as the prospect of a living machine may be, I suspect that given mention of a machine and a masked figure both, there is another explanation.
Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
I like how you see the houses. Okay, slow down. What does the machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine.
Can you guys stop talking riddles? Just be frank. Okay, he looks at you and runs his tongue along the edges of the fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks away.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Erglanfath? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
So how can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Icantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
Wait, runes? The Engwithan runes? She can read them? He speaks of these feats so bluntly. Let's talk instead of this Harridan. Well, I'd pick her thoughts a time. She wasn't here the night the machine came on, staying with her patron somewhere near. Too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. So there was a stranger in the tower the night this happened?
I didn't see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
So you are not like the ghouls in the street?
Not yet. But I will be. My body is dead. My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply. I'm not proud of any of it. Hunting men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster. You could help. Help me end this. Help me find sustenance.
So what happened to the rest of your team?
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
Okay, I'll get the words from Icantha. If Icantha knows the control words, then I don't see why I need your help. I want nothing to do with this. Yeah, I'll get the words from Icantha.
Yes, Icantha. She was here, in the district. Probably here still, always prepared. Clever lady, that one.
I know where she is.
And perhaps you'll bring me something something to keep me sharp. Then I show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
This is an animancer in his natural state, Watcher. Never has he respected the sanctity of the god's creation. Only now he no longer has the cunning to hide it. He should be put down like a sick animal, although no without first putting his spirit to the flames test. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Okay, so let's go talk with Icantha. Yeah, all the way to the bottom. And I'm gonna ask her to give me the password or the words. Okay, and she is here. Let's go. Okay, we have 3, okay. Go, go, go. Go. You guys are slow. We need to work on that athletics. Is this Aloth? Aloth, what are you doing in the front line? You should be in the back. And let's talk with Icantha.
You return. What if you come seeking this time?
I need the wards that operated an Engwithan machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he?
Yep.
I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
You feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of her soul.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
The problem in Heritage Hill are bigger than your rivalry, Icantha. Yeah. Yeah, tell me the tower's name.
Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Okay, how do you operate the machine atop Tir Nuneth?
Back to these tinkers' concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
She crosses her arms over her unmoving chest. I'd release them or I'd harvest them for essence. I'd destroy them. I don't know yet. Yeah. I'd release them.
So you say.
Mm-hmm.
And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that wriths and squeals within her. Here, I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. What? But what good is observing all this if you are going to hoard it for yourself? Tell her, Rel, an entire language at your fingertips and she hides it away. Yeah, try to extinguish Icantha's pride. The vampire doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain here with me and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. Okay, and who will know about it? Hoarding knowledge is pointless. Yeah, you can't leave these souls imprisoned. And who will stop me? Only I understand the control words for Tir Nuneth. So yes, I can. A pride blazes. And who will know about it? Hoarding knowledge is pointless. Yep. The burning things roars to life. Nothing is more important. We gather and study, and through it transcend the thousand insectoid lives that brought it to us. And who will know about it? The pride thing flickers as the flames around it abate. All I've learned, years of studying the Engwithan language, no one understands it better than me. That counts for something. So extinguish, knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. But what use is it? Her pride rages inside her. Uses. Why must something so pure be fashioned into a blunt instrument? Okay, let's try to extinguish. You force your essence around the burning lamp inside her, but it scorches you. Your flesh is whole and unmarked when you draw back, but it nevertheless stings at the memory of the heat. Yeah, knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. A foolish and false sentiment. Knowledge is meaning. It needs no external purpose. Her pride smolders still. Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. The pride hisses and sputters. It's little more than an ember now. You're wrong. But there is no conviction in her voice. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. That will give me something. Okay, extinguish Icantha's pride. You reach for it, but it's still too hot to grasp in your mind for more than a second. It may not be much, but it's still something. You can't take that away from me. Okay, teach me what you know. I'll make sure it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened diamond hard rock. You cast it away, where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they are no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They are commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Icantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together, the language of Engwithan once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
A speaker of dead tongues now, and so he surpasses 100 frustrated scholars in a matter of a few moments. I don't suppose you could look at a few books for me? Okay, what do I do with the tower now that I know these words?
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
I don't know. Destroying it seems like it might do this place some good. Okay, so you said the other towers around Deerwood were constructed to move souls. Why would the Engwithan have wanted to do that? Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why. To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields, to collect them like butterflies under glass, to melt them down for raw essence. Unfortunately, I don't know. So remind me, how do you know so much about the tower? I've read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instruction manuals, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely. So I still don't understand why the Engwithans would want to build a machine that tethers souls. Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machine like this one. We now see the Engwithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment. Certainly. So explain how the control wards work? Okay, harnessing the power of Tir Novnet is about understanding what it was designed to do. You know the words and their meanings. You can speak them and the tower shall obey. Okay, now let's go back in the tower. Come on, hustle up. Oh, they are coming. And after we are done with this, we're gonna go back to Wyla and tell her we found the knights. Yeah, they were not okay. They were not feeling well. Okay, let's go up. All the way to the top. Okay, let's use this one. Use the machine. Jagged airdrop pillars rises in front of you, encased in stonework and run through with copper veins. The panel is covered with runes, which you can now understand. You recognize words for end and for hold. The dial is currently fixed on hold. You also recognize by an inscription that the manner in which you turn the dial is a means of throttling the device. So I can choose the end or maximize the machine throttle in hopes for overloading the device. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna destroy it. Muttering a command, you give the dial a violent twist. The moving spires spin faster and faster, wobbling from their axis. The light filling the machine quickly becomes too bright to behold. You look away and cover your ears, but the thunderous crash that follows shakes the floor beneath you. When you look back, the machine is in ruins, never to be used again. Boom. Okay, so now we destroyed the machine and the souls in it. Okay, go to the bottom. And we are done with the Heritage Hill. And we're gonna go back to the keep. And we're gonna let Wyla know, hey, it's not okay. And we go here. So who's first now? Ooh, Weifang. So now you are the first in line? That's interesting. Last time you were in the back. All the way in the back. We had to wait for you. There. That's the nice man who helped me. And thank for the iron arm for it. We'll get you sorted out at the keep. The tower, it's off. Does this mean the curse of Heritage Hill is lifted? It wasn't a curse, but yes, the district is safe again. I think it will be some time before anyone will be willing to settle in the district again, but at least we can get started on restoring it. Okay, let's go. And we go to here. And we go here. Oh, they have some stealth. Yeah. They should have the... Ah, no, because I had more than 2 rests. I lost the mechanic. Okay. I cannot believe I'm the weakest of all. Look at it. Even Sagan is stronger than I am. Whew. Ah, I have to start lifting some weights. Okay. And yep, here she is. Okay, Wyla. So, any news from Heritage Hill? Your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman named Lyra. I've gotten rid of her. Her tired eyes grow round. By the flame, you found her, my missing commander? She heaves a sigh and loses her gaze among the floor tiles. And she was calling to the watch from beyond the grave? It doesn't make sense. Ah, but nothing in that accursed district does. What happened to the soldiers under her spell? Well, all your knights are dead. Train them better next time, nope. So they didn't make it, nope. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. You've left me with as many questions as answers, but at least I know what happened to my troops and Commander Lyra. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Ooh, we got a lot of... Yep. If there is nothing else, I must attend to my duties. Yep, and let's go here to the forge. Okay, I mean, but before let's... Okay, let's try to loot something. I mean, why not? Yeah, loot. Okay. Oh, this is stealing. Yeah, nothing's happening, nothing. Okay. Yep. And let's talk with Dunstan. Oh, but first... we cannot. Okay.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Clyver they won't be repaired till next week.
So what do you do here?
I'm a forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too.
Something else in your mind? Yeah, tell me about the knights.
We were all smiths back in Hodred's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Clyver takes more pride in our parade formations.
He thinks himself a progressive man, but he's obsessed with soul lineages and connections to the Deerwood heroes of old. He picks up his hammer again. Other than Dunrindraw, who really knows about any of that, though? Okay. They didn't give me anything. Okay, let's talk with the captain. Came here. We should better present ourselves. That's the polite thing to do. Yeah, here is it.
We just don't have the...
Commander Clyver stands in front of a massive table, studying a map. His expression is set in a grim frown. Refugees from every corner of the Deerwood, the dozens getting them all riled up about animancy. At this rate, we'll need twice the soldiers to patrol Defiance Bay. He opens his mouth to say something to one of his men, but he follows the soldier's gaze over his shoulder to you. Yes? Can I help you with something? So why don't you have enough soldiers?
Fleetbreaker Castle. The High Justice has summoned almost half of my novitiates and more of my justiciars to a keep on the other side of New Hailmar. It's not for me to question the High Justice's orders, but it's left us short-handed. And mark me, we're just a couple sparks away from anarchy.
So is there any way I can help? I know how to handle myself. He gives you a thin smile. Always refreshing to meet someone who'd rather fix a problem than complain about it. Forge Master Dunstan is working with an animancy scholar to build what we are calling Forge Knights, warriors that can patrol our streets without suffering fatigue, disobedience, or fear. Some agitator throws a rock at them, we don't have to worry about things getting out of hand. He's constructed the armor, but we need the scholar's research. Unfortunately, she hasn't been around the last few times my novitiates have checked. Vianna lives with the rest of scriveners out in Copper Lane, but I haven't the soldiers to spare at the moment. Go to the scrivener's dormitory and see if you can find her. When you get the research, just bring it to Dunstan. This is his area of expertise anyway. Once you brought him the research, he can sell you any arms or armor if you have need. He forges and repairs all of our equipment. You won't find a more capable smith in Defiance Bay. Okay, was there anything else? Yeah, you are in charge of the Crucible Knights? Here in Defiance Bay anyhow. The High Justice is the leader of our order, but he's currently stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle. My job is to oversee our forces in Defiance Bay and to keep order from the Duke. Tell me about the Knights of the Crucible? He crosses his hands behind his back. We are the only professional army in Defiance Bay or in the Deerwood for that matter. We defended the city in Hadred's day. We've improved our training since then, but Dunring Pro can certify that many of our officers come from good Deerwooden fighting stock. Now, we are responsible for patrolling the city and keeping the peace. With so many refugees pouring in from the countryside, that's become more important than ever. Unfortunately, that's earned us enemies, particularly among the dozens and some of the more enterprising families in Defiance Bay. Yeah, what do the dozens have against you? He snorts. They are demagogues and troublemakers. They forget that Defiance Bay is one of the largest cities in the world and not some frontier outpost. Most of them are mercenaries on a good day and street thugs the rest of the time. Needless to say, they have no patience for law and order. Tell me about these enterprising families. House Dominel, namely. They are one of the city's oldest noble families and its largest criminal organization. The Patriarch, Gedmar, has been trying to take advantage of the turmoil to expand his operations. We have kept on top of him, and he hasn't been too happy about that. Was there anything? Nope. Okay, so we're gonna go now and we're gonna to Copper Lane and we're gonna look for that Vianna, because that will allow me, this guy here, to give me armor and weapons and everything. Hello. Okay, let's go here.